Hey, you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the great state of Missouri, more specifically, Branson, Missouri. And we are here in front of the Velvet Collection Car Museum. Now, I've visited here before, and this is one of my absolute favorite car museums in all the country. This is an absolute wealth of movie cars, and they're constantly getting new movie cars in and trading out old movie cars. So I think we're gonna get a chance to see some really cool cars that appeared in film and television today. So please follow me. Here is the barn burner short bus. Apparently this was used in a movie named Twister about tornadoes. So this was driven by Philip Seymour Hoffman. And this tow truck here was used in the show Sons of Anarchy, which is about motorcycles. I wonder, can you tow a motorcycle with a tow truck? Here is Ecto 1 from the Ghostbusters. This one was actually from the most recent Ghostbusters, the one with the female cast. Alright, you can see the road going there to the door of the museum. There we have President Trump in the passenger seat of that car. It's a car from Miami Vice. See the two gentlemen from that show standing back there. This is a prop that was used in Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, the Disney movie about the giant toddler. Let's see the giant hand gripping the car right there. Here is Tobias's car from Arrested Development. Apparently the license plate here says A New Start. This Dr. Seuss themed vehicle here. And look, it's got a tail. Of course, one of my low-key favorites here, Sookie Stackhouse's car from True Blood. Another vehicle from Twister movie. This trailer right here. Looks like we're about ready to get a Twister right here in the building. Here is the Mirthmobile from Wayne's World. And check this out. It has the licorice dispenser. This was used in the Flintstones Viva Rock Vegas. Looks like it's made out of maybe like white birch. I think these are seashells, the side view mirrors. This car here was used in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. You can see it has clearly been trashed by dinosaurs. So the dinosaurs over here. That T-Rex head. Now these are some costumes from TV shows and movies. This is football uniform used in the television show Glee, which in retrospect, a lot of dark stuff came out of that show. Cher from American Idol. We have Will Ferrell from Blades of Glory. Actually, remember, I've seen that movie. It also had the guy from Napoleon Dynamite in it. Here we have Tom Hanks. His clothes from Road to Perdition. Looks like maybe the clothes he was murdered in. And then we have a bunch of Bruce Willis clothes. This is from Live Free or Die Hard, Bandits, and Hostage. This little trike here belonged to the Jackson 5 era Jackson family. So it's very possible that little Michael Jackson actually drove around on that. There's some cars from the car-heavy Fast and Furious movie line. I've actually never seen a Fast and the Furious movie. This was used in 2009's Land of the Lost, a really weird movie starring Will Ferrell. It's General Lee used in the early 2000s movie Dukes of Hazzard, but this one actually doesn't have that iconic flag on the top. Looks like maybe they had some cameras or something rigged to the top, so I guess that was covered up. The hearse from Terminator 3. See Arnie there, his glowing eye. This is the taxi cab from Inception, complete with bullet holes. Here's Tattoo's car from Fantasy Island. What does he say? The plane boss, the plane. We have Mike's car from Breaking Bad. Let's sit in Mike's car. Oh, this is cool. I actually have seen Breaking Bad. I do think Breaking Bad, one of the best TV shows of all time. Not necessarily my favorite TV show, but I feel like it is probably one of the best done TV shows. This is the car used in the film Triple X, which you know, I always thought that was a weird name for a non-adult movie. But look at this, we got rockets shoot out of the headlights. Here's a replica, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pizza thrower. This was a very popular toy in the 80s. I remember a friend of mine actually had that. Apparently they remade this for the 2014 movie. Looks like it's sponsored by Pizza Hut as well. You can launch pizzas through the air. I always wondered how effective a weapon a pizza was, but cool nonetheless. It's a car from the TV show Supernatural. Said this is a car that was driven by one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, Pestilence. His baby from Supernatural. What's in the trunk? What's in the trunk? Oh, okay, it's got satanic symbols on the inside.
In the show, he's got a army soldier that's stuck in the ashtray since he was a little kid.
Yeah.
And so...
Oh wow. Of course, probably one of my favorite just designs of a TV car, the old Batmobile from the Adam West series. I love the Adam West series. I think it is one of the perfect, just a perfect TV show. Kids love it for the action, adults love it for the bizarre kitsch. Just amazing. Let's take a look behind the wheel there. Of course, this wonderful Bat motorcycle. Let's see the Riddler looking down from above. Now, I have not seen this particular movie, but this is the Chariot of Damnation from Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. Let's take a look inside. You can just see different things all over the dashboard, saying that all these were, everything in here was used in the movie. Look in the back there, see the shells hanging. Here are signed photos of 3 different Spider-Men. This is Nicholas Hammond, Tobey Maguire, and Andrew Garfield. And then there is an actual piece of Spider-Man's web from the first film. Here's a police vehicle used in one of the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies. You can see Spider-Man standing up there on the top, shooting his webs with this lizard man right here. Alright, so we got this police car. It was actually used in the movie Transformers. I guess it would transform into this guy. And if you notice, instead of saying to serve and protect, it says to punish and enslave. So this is in Bumblebee?
Yeah, this is the first car that Bumblebee is when he comes to the Earth.
Okay, so this is Bumblebee's original form from the Bumblebee movie. And apparently these are the CGI markers that show, I guess they use those like to assist with the CGI to complete the transformation.
So which when it was transforming, going down the hill.
transforming, yeah.
Wow. And there's Bumblebee in his robot form right there. And this car here was used in the Bumblebee Transformer film starring John Cena.
Okay, so this is apparently from the movie Bumblebee. It's a love scene in which they are laying down in the back, and then Bumblebee is trying to like ship them, so he ends up like pressing the seats together. And they said that was done by doing these hydraulics here in the back. So there's just air pumps that push the two seats together. And they filmed from this hole up here in the top.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
movie magic. This here is from the original movie Death Race 2000. And then we move into the modern times, the remake, known simply as Death Race. Check out the inside of this Death Race car. That is really cool looking. This is the Ford Taurus from RoboCop 3. Apparently, RoboCop drove a Ford Taurus. I actually, my first car ever was a Ford Taurus. So me and RoboCop have something in common. And there's that ridiculous robot that can't walk downstairs. This is Jackie Kennedy's limousine. Apparently she rode to her husband's funeral in that very car. Check this out. This is the Jeffrey Mobile, a George Barris made Toys R Us car. Apparently this would be used in like the Macy's parade to drive along and advertise Toys R Us. Man, I loved Toys R Us when I was a kid. I really miss Toys R Us. Police car used in Dark Knight Rises. See Batman up there. Oh, there's Catwoman up there in the corner. Yeah, GPD. That would be City of Gotham Police Department. Another Batman-related cop car that was used in the TV show Gotham.
So in movie cars, when they do cop cars,
yeah,
there's places that just have millions of cop cars, and they call them up and they're like, all right, I need 30 cop cars. And they had to have a million of these because they're all lined up.
Yeah.
And these are the same cop cars from the Dukes of Hazzard movie with Johnny Knoxville. They just took the Georgia Police Department logo off and put the Gotham logo.
Oh, so GPD used to be Georgia Police, and they changed it to Gotham.
Yeah.
It's a Who car from the movie The Grinch Stole Christmas. And look at that. There's the Grinch. So here we have a truck from the Hannah Montana movie. Oh, remember the days, remember the innocent days of Miley Cyrus. Now one of my favorite vehicles here, the Shaggin' Wagon from Dumb and Dumber. Now here's a new car that they have acquired, and this is really impressive. This is the El Camino from El Camino, the follow-up to Breaking Bad. It followed Jesse's story after the events of Breaking Bad. I think maybe we will have a seat inside said El Camino. All right, let's squeeze in here. Jesse Pinkman sitting behind this wheel driving this car. This is pretty cool being in the El Camino from El Camino. Oh no, I didn't break the El Camino door, did I?
It's just, there we go.
Oh good, there we go. This is Kevin Spacey's midlife crisis car from American Beauty. Man, it's hard to watch Kevin Spacey stuff these days. This BMW here actually belonged to one Hugh Hefner. Wonder if he ever had any sexy ladies riding in that car with him. So these here, very cool looking, from a movie called Megaforce from the 80s. Behind that door over there appears to be the alien lurking around the car museum. Some more movie props. Here's a basketball used in Die Hard with a Vengeance. The scene where Bruce Willis dunks a basketball. Just kidding, I've never seen any of the Die Hard movies. Okay, so apparently this is actually launched into Bruce Willis's face. It's a prop basketball, a spongy one. So in the scene, you know, I mean, you guys have probably seen it, I haven't. But this was launched into Bruce Willis's face in the movie. And this may be one of the coolest things here. This is Forrest Gump's suitcase. As you can see from the promotional photography here, that suitcase he has next to the bench, that is the genuine Forrest Gump suitcase. That is nuts. Here is a motorcycle from Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior, and they were telling me that it's actually a kangaroo skin seat, you know, because it's Australian. Boogie, what are you doing?
I'm just going back in time.
What time?
Before 2020 happened, is that okay? Just any time.
Hey, here.
2020.
Could you do this? Could you do this? Travel to the future, get the vaccine.
I don't think there is a future. I'm going back. I'm going back. Pretty sure it's over.
Where he's going, we don't need vaccines.
We got the Todd Father car from Stranger Things. This is screen used, and we've got the Chief. We got
the Hawkins Police Department.
and
that it's awesome.
It even has the bullet holes where it was destroyed at the end. They actually put fire gel under the hood and set this thing on fire. They took out the gas tank. They cut the wiring harness. I had to redo all that stuff.
But it's definitely a lot different than the one
And here's the Men in Black's personal vehicle. Watch out, we have a Alien lurking up there. Careful, buddy, you don't want to get caught. So this is Ford versus Ferrari. I've not seen this movie, but I know that people like it.
Yeah, this is the big car that he drives at night during the race. And it's an RDV, like we were explaining for the...
Yeah, we got the real drivers back here, and then you have the actor up front. Who was in this movie? Who would have been driving?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale would have been in there driving. Okay, so this tank here has been driven by both The Rock and Ludacris.
Yeah, Ludacris drove it in G.I. Joe Ludacris drove it in Fate and Furious when they were on the ice at the end, and then The Rock drove it at the end of G.I. Joe Retaliation.
That's awesome.
They painted it in between.
And it's a How and How ripsaw.
Ripsaw?
It will apparently go 70 miles an hour.
This thing can make some time?
Yeah, it'll go 70 miles an hour.
Dang. Pizza Planet truck from the Toy Story movies. Oh look, there's Buzz Lightyear riding shotgun. I got these screen-used arcade machines from the classic movie Pixels. And apparently these actually working machines. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh. Wish my dad was here. He's really good at yelling. Oh. Oh, is that good? I think you're supposed to get sucked up, right? I guess this is a vehicle from the video game Halo. Check out this guy back here. It's a life vest actually worn in the Titanic. I guess it didn't do Jack a lot of good. And look at that, a Gremlin. Gremlin's probably one of my favorite movies of all time. Check this out. These are all the car keys from Car Museum. If you just want to, just want to take the Dukes of Hazzard Charger out, or the Scooby-Doo van, or the Dumb and Dumber Shaggy Wagon. Yeah, all the keys hanging right here. And look at this, playing in the lobby. It's my video from the last time I was here. All right, so we're gonna go to an undisclosed location and see where they store their extra cars that are off display. And we're gonna take the short bus from Dumb and Dumberer. All right, we're traveling in style. We are taking the Dumb and Dumberer short bus over to the warehouse. Apparently I'm driving. This bus is really, really short. Check this out.
Wow.
Which way am I going?
Just take a left.
Told you, blowing up, man. Dude, thanks.
Am I clear?
Hell yeah. I hope it gets you smaller.
You're all good.
Jacob officially piloting the short bus right now.
All right.
How does it...
Now check this out. This bus right here. Does it look familiar? Does it look familiar? This is the bus from Speed. The bus that could never slow down. You just look at it right here. What was the speed limit?
50.
50 miles an hour. It had to maintain.
Sammy Hagar, you can't drive.
And then let's go inside here. This is where Sandra Bullock, famed bus driver, she would sit right here. I think Keanu was in here as well. Driving the speed bus. The bus that couldn't slow down. Yeah, two 90s blockbusters right next to each other. This is the fighter jet from True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just now in the undisclosed Velvet Collection secret warehouse where they keep all their secret cars. All right, look at some of the cars we got back here. This was a VW Bug from the movie Bumblebee and the Transformers movies. This is super cool right here. These are from Iron Man 2. There, I guess there was a race car scene. You can see Stark motor racing. Would have been Tony Stark, Iron Man's racing cars. This right here, other versions of the Stark Industry car from Iron Man 2. Apparently Robert Downey Jr. actually rode in that one. And then here's one that was cut in half in one of the action scenes.
Given to, this Volkswagen was given to Priscilla Presley's father by Elvis back in Germany.
Oh, wow.
He was stationed there.
I was following for a while. It was like crazy money to like buy a school bus, and I found out
This Ford was from a Netflix show called The Ranch. Apparently this was driven by Sam Elliott. Now out here, you have all these cars sitting out behind the warehouse. These are literally like all famous, like all from different TV shows and movies. This is Tony Soprano's van right here. So this right here was used in Breaking Bad. This was driven by the DEA agent Gomez, who was murdered in the desert. Now this is crazy to me. This is Jim Carrey's van from The Cable Guy. It's the cable van that The Cable Guy drove. Really underrated movie. I absolutely loved that movie. I know some people really didn't like it at the time, but I loved it. And then this apparently is Frank Sinatra's camper. It's freaking crazy. Now it says Dead Sea Donuts, a submarine. They were telling me it was from a show called Legion. Oh my gosh, back here. This is the car from Falling Down. The car that the main character has his freak out in and leaves it in traffic.
It was also the 22 Jump Street golf cart that they drove around, the blue one.
And they used it in a KFC commercial, so it's a football helmet car. Colonel Sanders on it.
What?
It's amazing.
What am I looking at?
Now this may be the coolest thing I've seen all day. This is the car that Chris Farley and David Spade traveled in the classic movie Tommy Boy. Is just amazing. Let's take a look inside where they... Yeah, this is not the one. Apparently there's two versions of this. This is not the one where the deer burst out of the ceiling, but dang, the Tommy Boy car. That is just too cool.
If this is the Tommy Boy car, why is it repainted, do you know?
Because it went back into inventory and they used it for a lot of things. See the springs here?
Yeah.
So he kicks it and then the fender would go boing.
So this was a scene you're saying this was a scene in The Mask with Jim Carrey.
It's on the bridge and he's beating this car up. He's kicking it and it's just falling apart, and this is the car.
That's amazing.
And it's got all of the special effects, little springs welded on.
Wow.
So that it would just come apart.
This convertible here was actually used in Wayne's World 2. I guess they did a Thelma and Louise parody inside this car.
That one's really
Now, Boogie's found a comfortable seat here in the Kentucky Fried Chicken car.
I want to drive this.
Is this yours?
You got to drive the short bus. Why am I not driving this around Branson?
You gonna drive the KFC bucket helmet around?
You're crazy, dude.
Yeah, look at this. I guess the team was called the Kentucky Buckets. Mel Gibson's motorcycle from Lethal Weapon 3. Yeah. Here, this is a prop right here used in the movie Goldmember. I don't know what it is. Back here, Elvis's boat, the Hound Dog. This actually used to be in the Guinness World Records Museum in Gatlinburg, believe it or not. And check out this enormous JFK from one of the presidential parks. There's one in Texas that closed down. I think this may be from the park in Texas that closed down. There's an abandoned one in South Dakota, an abandoned one in Williamsburg. But very cool to see them. You know, every once in a while you'll stumble upon one. I wanted to give a big thank you to Scott and Andy at the Velvet Collection Car Museum. Always an amazing museum to stop by. They constantly rotate the cars they have, so there's always something new to be seen. And then big thank you to them for allowing me to see their secret collection of movie cars that they have currently in storage. Appreciate you guys watching. If you'd like to see other places I've been, please check the interactive map in the description of this video. If you'd like to help support the channel, consider buying a enamel pin from the Etsy shop. Consider donating to Patreon, $3 or more. We get you a postcard once a month. Until next time, this one's in the bag.